how you're instilling, or I want to put it, how do you balance instilling financial wisdom into your children while teaching them about Jamaican culture now, right? Because now you're going to do something that your parents never did for you, and family responsibility. Like, how you doing that, seeing that you never really received that yourself?
That's a loaded question. So, with my kids, there's a lot of different things. So, with kids, what I've learned over time, and also I've interviewed people on the podcast about this too, is that they learn better by watching, right?
Mm,
So it's not a matter of you just telling them, oh, this is what you need to do with your money, and this is what you have to do, and this, because it's just gonna shoot right out, right? But if they watch you do stuff, like my kids have watched me be an entrepreneur, they have watched me go to the bank, or I've taken them to the bank to cash in their change and fill out the forms themselves, and things like that. And so having those tangible lessons for kids is super important. Also, a funny story. My kids, so when I was back in the States, of course, like I said, I used to be an extreme couponer. I love shopping sales, things like that. And so when we would go to the store, my kids would ask me for stuff. I'm like, it's not on sale. So then they got to a point where they're like, hey, mommy, it's on sale. Can we get this? so, so, like I said, they just learned by observing and stuff. And so, another thing that I do with my kids is whenever they get some money, they have to put in 3 buckets. They have to put it in save, spend, and give. So they have to do all three. So I don't care if it's $1 you put it in give, $10 and spend, $5 and save. You can determine what you put. You can't put a penny. Let's be realistic. But I'm not dictating to them what that looks like. I'm just saying these are the 3 buckets that it needs to be. So now they have to make the determination what feels good within themselves, because I'm telling you that you can't spend it all. So now what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that teaches them that it's not just important to get the money that they have and spend on what they want, but it's also important to save some, and it's important to give some as well. So it's like little
awesome.
stuff like that you can instill money values in your kids.